Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Skyman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Johnson Sakaja, the Nairobi Governor, is telling Kenyans that he's being fought by William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua for working with Raila AMOLO ODINGA. And these allegations have elicited a lot of reactions. Watu wengi wameachwa na maswali chungu nzima. And for sure, if you look at Johnson Sakaja, he is a man under siege. He is a governor who has been thrown under the bus by William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And unknown to many Kenyans, Johnson Sakaja has actually been working with the government of William Samoei Ruto and some members of Raila AMOLO ODINGA. It is said that Johnson Sakaja has been trying to reach out to Raila AMOLO ODINGA because of some reasons. And when you look at Nairobi politics, Nairobi was meant to go to Team Wanyonyi. But what Kenyatta did and Raila AMOLO ODINGA, they made a mistake of bringing Polycarp Igathe. And Polycarp Igathe was defeated by Johnson Sakaja. Look at Raila AMOLO ODINGA's votes. They were more than William Samoei Ruto. And this one tells you that there are some people from ODM who voted for Johnson Sakaja. And therefore, Johnson Sakaja had to appoint some close allies of Raila AMOLO ODINGA in his government. When you look at William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, you realize that they are playing the games of 2027. Na wakati ambapo wanacheza hii karata, Sakaja is not in the game plan. Sakaja cannot continue being the Nairobi governor when William Samoei Ruto is the president. If we have been listening to Rigathi Gachagua, and I think in my latest video, I talked about the scrub of Nairobi. And I started by, maybe you can visit that video and hear what, I'm going to post that link in the comment section so that you can listen to what Gachagua is telling Kenyans. That Nairobi is too important to be left in the hands of some few people. He is saying that he owns a lot of properties in Nairobi, together with William Samoei Ruto. And therefore, Nairobi, as the heart of the government, cannot be left to just a few people. So when Johnson Sakaja comes out and starts crying wolf, what can we say here, ladies and gentlemen? We can only make some few observations. That number one, Sakaja is looking for sympathy from ODM. From all angles, Sakaja will be impeached by William Samoei Ruto. Not if, but when. He will be impeached. Going by what we have been seeing, definitely he will be impeached. And once he is impeached, the deputy governor will take over. And if I were William Samoei Ruto, I would let Sakaja finish his term. Because if he is impeached, ODM and Azimio can unite and actually fire even the deputy governor. And once the deputy governor is fired, then who takes over? I think the Speaker of the National Assembly. And that is when Raila AMOLO ODINGA will take over the city. So that victory of UDA can easily be overturned by Azimio if what we are seeing is anything to go by. And I'm told that Azimio members of parliament refused completely to support or to sympathize with Johnson Sakaja. And they told him, you have to shape or shape out. Nobody's going to sympathize with you. You have to work for Nairobi. They told him you want results. Otherwise, we will be on the front line to impeach you. And this is when I think William Samoei Ruto will be very, very happy when Sakaja is impeached by Raila's team. And I'm sure he is going to support this motion. And he could even be behind this impeachment. The second thing is that Sakaja is looking for protection from Raila AMOLO ODINGA. That is why he's telling Azimio supporters. In fact, this message is meant for Azimio supporters. It is not meant for anybody. It is not meant for UDA that is being blamed. He is being blamed for working with Raila AMOLO ODINGA. And that is why he wants the supporters of Raila AMOLO ODINGA, and that's why he wants Raila AMOLO ODINGA to protect him. He wants Raila to reign on the Azimio MCAs so that they can speak in one voice, so that they can say, here is a man who has been friendly to us. Let us protect him. But do you think Raila is going to protect him? Zero. Raila cannot protect a corrupt regime. When you look at Raila AMOLO ODINGA is a clean person, mweupe kama paba. And when you look at the way some of the propaganda that has been levied against Raila AMOLO ODINGA, ati alihogwa na shilingi milioni 200, 200 million were used to bribe Raila AMOLO ODINGA. That is the allegation that is being levied to one right honorable, the people's president, Raila AMOLO ODINGA. Do you think Raila is that corruptible? Raila is incorruptible. That is the truth of the matter. Lakini kulikana na vile ambavyo watu wa UDA wanataka watu wajue, they want to taint the good name of Raila AMOLO ODINGA, because Raila AMOLO ODINGA is a threat to William Samoei Ruto's second term. That is why Raila AMOLO ODINGA is being campaigned by none other but William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto is the chief campaigner of Raila AMOLO ODINGA for the African Union Commission chairperson. Hii ndio sababu unamwona akiwa katika mstari wa mbele akimpigia debe, sio kwa sababu nyingine. And when you look at UDA wamejitokeza kumpaka matope Raila AMOLO ODINGA kupitia Johnson Sakaja. Hii ni ile ya kufa dereva, kufa makaga. That is what they want. That if Sakaja is going, because Sakaja will definitely go, but in the process of going, they want to taint the good name and the image of none other than the people's president. The other thing is that this is a blame game. A blame game for the failures of actually achieving what they promised Nairobi. Nairobi is submerged in water as we talk. If you go to Kariobangi, if you go to Mathare, if you visit Kiamaiko, you'll be shocked. You wonder whether this is Nairobi. People living in camps, where to go. And this is now Johnson Sakaja, who is coming out because people have been complaining. People have been complaining, asking him, where is the development? You know, you have been collecting a lot of money from us. We have not seen any development. And for sure, Sakaja is the worst governor that Nairobi has ever had. In fact, Sonko was so much ahead of Sakaja. Even Kidero, ukiangalia utaona Kidero alifanya kuna kazi alifanya hapa na pale. Sonko vile vile. But when you look at Johnson Sakaja, there's nothing to show other than the dramatized school feeding programs, and they are meant just to loot public money. So when it comes to tendering, wale watu ambao wanapewa ile kadarasi ni wafuasi sugu wa karibu. Ni pesa igia pale inarudi kwa mfuko huu mwingine. That is what is being schemed. So when you start bringing the name of Raila AMOLO ODINGA, because you have failed to develop Nairobi, because you have failed to bring good services to Nairobi, because Nairobians are asking hard questions, then this is the lowest you can go. Again, when you look at all this, it is very clear that Ruto and Gachagua might, they are the strong forces behind Sakaja's wars. They are the forces that are fighting Johnson Sakaja. And Johnson Sakaja should be brave enough to come out and confront William Samoei Ruto and Gachagua. He should come out, because I know he was told not even to vie for the chairmanship of Nairobi. He was told to concentrate with service delivery for Nairobi. That is what he was told in a closed-door meeting, because William Samoei Ruto and Gachagua do not want him as the chairman of Nairobi UDA. They want a Kikuyu. The fact that Kikuyus are the majority, the fact that Kikuyus are complaining in Nairobi. The fact that they feel left out, the fact that they are telling Rigathi Gachagua that we must take back Nairobi, we must control Nairobi because of the many business, because of the many interests. That is why if you listen to Gachagua, utasikia akisema ya kwamba vile ambavyo wamewekeza katika jiji la Nairobi. So ladies and gentlemen, when you look at these strong forces fighting Sakaja, do you think he's going to survive? That's why I'm telling you, it is just a matter of time before he is impeached. The other thing is that when you look at Sakaja, he is trying to use Raila AMOLO ODINGA as a scapegoat. And this scapegoat, because of the Nairobi wars, the sinking city in the sun, there's the city that is now in floods, the city that is on its knees. Yeah, Nairobi is on its knees from all angles. And therefore, when you see Sakaja trying to bring the name of Raila AMOLO ODINGA, no, this is just a scapegoat. And therefore, he is trying to avoid the impending impeachment, which will come and will pass very fast. I told some guys that some of these guys that look like they cannot deliver, like Waitito, they are usually very good guys. Because for them, they are able to maneuver their ways, and before Kenyans know what is happening, they have delivered. If you look at Waitito in Kiambu, I was looking at a place near Blue Post, near Chania River, ambapo kwa miaka mingi kulikuwa na jam. The jam that would stretch all the way to Thika town, all the way almost to Kirwara town, because of a small section. So he was able to carve away from nowhere, and he was able to end the jam. He also started many hospitals, many markets, many bus parks. And what happened is that because of maybe the powers that be were not very comfortable with him, that is why he was shown the door. Not that he was bad. The same case applies to Sonko. And I think it is now time for William Samuel Ruto and his government to think of even bringing a foreigner to manage Nairobi. Bring a foreigner, just like some companies that brings foreigners to manage their companies. And they excel, they get a lot of profit. Because it looks like Africans are not delivering. But when you look at all this, it is a reflection of UDA government. It is not only Nairobi. If you look at most countries that are under UDA, name them, from Nakuru, under Susan Keheka, to Kiambu, under Kimani Wamatagi, you realize that most of these governments have failed. Most of these leaders are clueless. You realize that most of these government, most of these sectors that are controlled by UDA are in chaos, are in turmoil. It shows you that UDA was not prepared. It will show you that UDA is not equal to the task. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at Nairobi, it is just one example of a failed leadership. It is one area that Kenyans need to ask themselves, where did we go wrong? So these divisionary tactics that are being employed by UDA and Johnson Sakaja are as a result of their failure to achieve what they promised Kenyans, are as a result of realizing that now Kenyans are wiser. And the elections are, the date of elections is very close. 2027 is not very far away. So that is why they are trying to bring the issues of diverting the attention, trying to bring the name of Raila AMOLO ODINGA. Let them leave Raila AMOLO ODINGA. Raila AMOLO ODINGA is not concerned with affairs of UDA. Raila AMOLO ODINGA is not to blame for the failure of UDA government. Raila AMOLO ODINGA is not in government. He is in the opposition. The last time I checked, UDA was in charge of Nairobi. UDA was in charge of the country. The last time I checked, William Samuel Ruto was the President of the Republic of Kenya, deputized by the truthful man, Rigathi Gachagua. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us not buy this idea, this cheap idea, So let these guys carry their own cross. Bebeni msalaba wenu. Msitulete. Mkishindwa kutawala, have to resign. Resign if you cannot deliver. Because we have to keep on telling you that you must deliver. That one is not negotiable. That is why you're in office. You have a responsibility to do what you are supposed to do. Like this video, as usual,